Our vision is we don't want to lack medicines anymore. We want Africa that is sufficient in all the medicines we need. So the goals are really to improve the standards of healthcare by providing quality medicines. Right now, the average, lifespan for most of the people in Africa is around 65 years. Where I live in the US, you'll meet so many 8-year-olds and even 90-year-olds. And the question is, why is our lifespan here around 65 years at most or less? And the key answer is because we depend on someone else to be the provider and producer of the medicines. So our goal is really to bump up this lifespan and bring it up to 75 and above by being able to produce high quality medicines. And actually, if we produce them here, the cost of production is much cheaper because we don't pay people as much money as we pay in the US. So these medicines will be affordable to everybody that needs them. And then the biggest thing is to create what we call high technology jobs that pay people really well. And once you do that, what you do is grow what Dan was talking about, the GDP, the gross domestic product, through creating great jobs. We don't just want to be an agricultural economy. We keep on exporting food and food. We want to also export some other products that are of value, because when we export those products, we'll charge more money. Any project you put together, whether it's a business or whatever, you have to think about what are the key capital resources you need to actually achieve the goal of the project. And our capital resources are really four. Very important four capital resources for Daktari Biotechnology to be able to succeed. We are a technology-based company. I have some very brilliant scientists. If you don't have the technology, you can never become a manufacturer and a producer, because you have to license and buy the technology. I personally have developed technology that I'll talk a little bit about over the last 6 years. The Diaspora University town is a 30,000 population and could grow to even 100,000. These people are going to need medicines. They're going to need vaccines. They're going to need all other health components. You give them jobs, they're going to demand that they need the best medicines. So you start by selling to those people, okay? The other capital is the building and equipments. That's what we are working on it. We are sourcing that through people who want to go into our website and invest on us. We've started rolling that out. And we're also talking to potential investors outside so that, they come and own a piece of this. Then the other capital is the products you want to be able to produce. And as I talk right now, we are working on about 30 products. And we have prioritized them in such a way that, we want to bring the ones that are needed most as fast as possible, and the ones that are going to create stability for us as a company to generate the resources we need so that we are a sustainable company as we build towards producing the other, products that we want to produce. So you have to have capital plan to be able to actually build something, and those are the key points that we have right there. What's the technology? And there are two technologies that really anchor Daktari Biotechnology, as I say. One of the technology is what we call BACMAM and baculovirus expression technology. And the HIV drug is actually now being developed by the laser technology by a young, brilliant Kenyan scientist. What has Benson Edagwa been able to do is come up with technology called laser act, which is long-acting, slow, effective release antiretroviral therapy. And what this genius was able to do, the Kenyan genius, was able to engineer the current AIDS medicines and turn them into a 1-year shot. The one we are working on for Daktari, that one has been engineered that you can treat 2 diseases at a go: hepatitis and HIV at the same time. And right now, that one, we've been testing it for the last 6 months in the animal models. For the last 6 months, we challenge them with the virus. It gets cleared. Naenda kabisa. If someone is addicted to drugs, tunasema ule ni mlevi wa madawa za kulevya. So you just cast them aside, but we do not understand that it is a disease. So my friend Benson is working on mental illness drugs right now that they are doing testing on, and also they are working on addiction drugs. Dan covered a lot of this as to how we are integrated into the hospital system, the university, and what interlinks we have. We want to be the institution where we train the technologists and the scientists to come out and produce medicines, and even the engineers. What Dan didn't tell you, the reason why we joined together to work with Worcester Polytechnic Institute was very simple. They're all project-based. The students don't just go and learn the book. They are challenged to go out there and apply. It doesn't matter whether they're engineering students or social sciences students. They have to have a project that will actually be applied in real life situations. That's the curriculum we are adapting at the diaspora universities. And how Daktari interfaces and interlinks in this is we are going to be training people that actually go out there and figure out how to discover the next medicine. We have the knowledge, we are going to transfer it, and that's how the interlink comes in. And one of the things probably we've not said also, is diagnostics of drugs. I worked a lot on that, building diagnostic systems for cancer. That's how my patents came about. And I signed them off for $1. This is some of the 30 or so medicines that we are working on, and also we'll be working on the mental health drugs and also some of the medicines for hemophilia. And as we move to stage 4, we'll start working on clot busters. If there's a stroke, there's going to be research. The idea is to actually make all this sustainable. The 5-year revenue plan, in the first year we are starting with the low-hanging fruits, and we believe that within just the DUT system we should be able to be bringing in probably 50 million shillings. Our goal is over 5 years we should be able to grow this either to 90 million, 50 million, and we should have a sum of about $200 million. And I think when you have a planning system and you're doing the right things, all this is achievable. That $200 million in 5 years from now is money that will make a lot of lives very different around here in terms of jobs, salaries, and medicines that change the way we do health. Thank you so much for your time. I've rambled so much, but I hope I tried to convince you that there is something happening here that is really, really exciting. I'm excited about it. You can see how much I'm sweating even. I'm like, I can't wait for it to happen. But thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you.
And I hope we'll continue the conversation.
The people of Ndarabi community, I am very, very honored, nashukuru sana, for this opportunity. Probably the best thinking that I'm going to give a building is going to be this one here. I have looked at buildings where they produce all these medicines that we get. They're very complex. So, and again, I'll make this very simple. So you have a building, for example, that looks like this, and that yellow is like the process. So you bring raw material, whatever the raw material is, and then you give it to Dr. Ndege and Dr. Edagwa. And by the way, Benson Edagwa is another, they work together with him. I have spoken with him, and I've spoken to other scientists as well. This is the way Dr. Ndege is actually in the space, working in that particular space. It looks like this. This is what is coming. I want you to visualize. We want to build something where we produce all these medications so that you can see them all in place. This is how it would look like. So they have tall spaces. This is initially as we talked with Dr. Ndege, and then we discovered what we were going to do. This is the square footage, how big the building was going to be. And we developed it further. Go to the next one. tukaendelea. It's called design brief, is what you use to develop the building. And then I came up with this design here. So the design jana, those of you who were there yesterday, we were pinpointing that corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, that corner on the site. Make sure that it fits there. You come in and the process, and then it goes out. That yellow, pale yellow, you run your manjano. What is yellow? Yellow. Manjano, that yellow is where you bring in materials, and then the materials go out of that particular space. You have an office on one side and workers, green, kijani kibichi. All of this comes in here, and then the processes are done in here. That's actually a very large building. That is where the building will sit. So if you can carry on to the next one, and then I rearranged the design brief, vile tutajenga. We are going to need, of course, inside here, those of you who will be able to sink a borehole, get water treated. We'll do some site works, landscaping, panda miti. When we were walking yesterday there, Daktari was able to see a lot of very useful herbs there. Zingine alikuwa na, what do they call? Natafuna. There was even kuna ile, I don't know what you call it. What was that? Ndio hiyo. Yeah. So all of that.
Very tasty indeed, actually.
Yeah, talikula. My first rendition, mfano wa hiyo nyumba ni kama unaona pale. To use local materials, brick, stone, to use natural daylight, to use those kind of things that will fit in there. This kind of a building, even though it is complex, lakini tunataka tuifanye so that it meets the standards, but it is also our own. My son is also an architect. He helped me do some of the drawings that you see up there. I would like us to work on this. We are invested in this because what we are doing for the people of Kenya, I don't look at this like Vihiga. Of course, I would like this done in Vihiga. But God, Mungu mwenyewe akapanga, ianzie hapa Ndarabi. Then kuanzia Ndarabi, ndio sasa inaanza kwenda wapi, Kenya kote, paka Tanzania, Uganda, the whole continent of Africa. You are blessed, mmebarikiwa, and we are glad to be here together with you. Let me end here again, as Dr. Ndege said. You see me sweating. It is because I'm really invested in this, and I want to do my best. Thank you, thank you. You have done great, Dan. You have done great community of the Ndarabi community. You're going to be a model out there in the world. And I also hope someday I'll get some students of architecture all the way from the United States to come here so that at least they can also make a contribution direct. Waje wawasalimie, they'll be here and walk through the community. So thank you very much. I will stop there and then we can carry on.